companions, may Allah be pleased with them, and between our Nabi al-Mukhtar Mustafa, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And they all begin with the same thing, the new moons. Tell them that this new moon, the Hilal, is so that the people would know what month it is, when it begins and when it ends. And it's also Lunaka, and al-Khamri wal-Maysir. They ask you, Ya Muhammad, what do you have to say and what does Islam say about intoxicants and gambling, the lottery and other than that? And then Allah would mention that to him. Many ayat. Yas'alunaka wa yas'alunaka, and your companions ask you, Ya Muhammad, the same way. They ask you, what about the women's periods, their menses? How should we deal with that? Can we have relationships with them at that time? Can we sit and have dinner and lunch with them at that time? Can a Muslim man hug his wife when she's on her menses, akramakumullah? Or should we treat them the way the Jews treated their women, those women at that time? وَيَسْأَلُونَكَ عَنْ ذِي الْقَرْنَيْنِ. They ask you about Dhul Qarnayn from Surah Al-Kahf. They heard about Dhul Qarnayn. Ya Rasulullah, tell us more about Dhul Qarnayn. And then the ayats will be revealed about the details of Dhul Qarnayn. 28, 29, 30 ayats like that about those issues. That goes to show clearly that asking questions is natural. Today at the Fajr time, I had a discussion with one of the members of the community, and we were asking, kunna natasa'il, we were asking, come and sit at that table over there, and they left on that table cups, books, medicine, all of that, menadil, tissues. We asked it because it's normal so that we can address it. Don't leave the masjid dirty. Whether it's that table, whether it's the toilet, whether it's the parking lot, we have to ask questions because we're human beings. Position concerning Gaza. Should I make takfir of the hukam? Should I prepare myself and go and do something? The young brother has to ask the question. There's nothing wrong with that. It's a part of our religion. Someone goes missing and I say, where is Fulan? Where is Fulan? We have to ask questions. But from the beauty of our deen, thing you need to know. How to ask questions. What questions not to ask. What questions are acceptable. That's the beauty of our deen. So I wanted to share some issues with this community here today. And there are always layers to this. It has been made haram for you people to engage yourselves in he said, she said, he said, she said, he said. Don't be of those people like that. Who said what? He said, and you don't even really know most of the time what's really going on. Also, it's been haram to waste money. The little kid is not responsible. So if you travel from here to Miami, your kid is going to ask you, have we gotten there yet? Did we arrive there yet? Did we get? That's a lot of questions. But he's not mukallif. He's young. He doesn't know. He's young. You have to deal with that the way is best for you. But asking a lot of questions, questions that have no benefit. Females carry the baby for 9 months. What are you asking that question for? Are you going to marry a jinn female? What are you asking that question for? Having knowledge of it doesn't benefit you, and being ignorant of it doesn't harm you. Do the jinn females wear high heel shoes and they walk in the street with high heel shoes? What are you asking that kind of question for? Allah orders you people to slaughter a cow. And they started asking them, what color is the cow? Why should we slaughter the cow? What day should we slaughter the cow? How should we cook? And they just have no benefit. Don't ask questions that, when you ask that question, it reflects negatively on our community, on you, on me, and the community. For an example, he says to his wife, I know you were married before me. Your first husband, how was he? And you start asking questions like that. How was he? That's not from our religion, where you ask someone a question, and then whatever response they give, you're not supposed to get mad. We ask and we don't judge. You better watch out for that. Allah mentioned in those questions that if the answer became known to you, you're not going to like it. So your wife's past with her previous husband is gone. Your husband's past with your wife's past is gone. Your husband from the companions, and they started asking Rasulullah many questions, and he became upset. He became angry to show them, don't keep asking questions like this, private, personal questions about your lives and other people's lives. Because before I married you, we ask and we don't judge. When she tells you it was your brother, it was your cousin, someone you didn't know about, it's going to be a problem. We come to a serious one. And all the others were serious. Listen to what our Nabi says, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. إذا دخل أحدكم على أخيه المسلم فليأكل طعامه. Some food. When he gives you that food, eat it and don't ask about it. If he gives you some drink, drink it and don't ask about it. So in our community are those people who they go overboard. إذا دخل أحدكم على أخيه المسلم. If you go to a non-Muslim's house, you can ask them, is there pork in this? Did you cook this with pork grease? You can his house, that's it. If he gives you some drink, don't ask this drink. Was there ever khamr in this glass? Khamr in this glass? The house that I'm coming to visit. Is this house with a mortgage? It's not your business. It's not anybody's business. We don't deal with each other like that. We have husn al-dhann about people, and we judge everything based upon the apparent. It may be that food that he's about to give to you is what we call hit him in the head meat. Hit him in the head, where they just sent the cow through the thing and they hit him in the head, and they didn't say Bismillah. McDonald's, Burger King, and all of that stuff is permissible. You should not disrespect the Muslim by asking those kinds of questions. It's a part of being nosy, and it's a part of being a person who goes beyond what Allah has made you responsible for. He mentioned, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, inna min husni islam al-mar tarkuhu ma la ya'nihi. From a person being a good Muslim is leaving alone that which doesn't continue to your children, your ex-wife, your wife right now, getting a job, your health. You need to pay attention to that right now. We weren't about me and my situation. What are you worrying about that for? Don't ask questions that have no benefit, and don't ask any questions. They're not your business. From the questions is asking people personal questions. I'm going to ask you a question because I want to get something from you. So I'm one of those people I'm always asking, can you give me this? Can you give me that? Can you kathratu su'al? Asking a lot of questions. We're in need and we need help. And the one who has izzah, like the Prophet said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, sharaful mu'min istighna'uhu anin nas. The believer having honor and being sharif is him not having to depend or rely on the people. Doesn't have to ask people anything. It may come later on and say, you remember when you asked me this and I did that for you? So part of the responsibility of the Muslim is to be a person who is independent to the best of his ability. So those companions of the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and I want to mention this to you. Those companions, Rasulullah would say, you want to be a Muslim? He'd say, yes, I want to be a Muslim. He would stick his hand out and grab his hand and look him dead in the eye, eyeball to eyeball, man to man. And he would say, I take the bay'ah from you that you don't ask anyone for anything. And that man will say, we heard and we obeyed, and he would shake his hand. And that individual would get on his camel, get on his horse, and his whip that he would make the camel move by would fall down. And that man would be right there. He wouldn't say, hey, I'm Sheikh Yunus. Come, give me this off the ground. He wouldn't say that, knowing full well that I'm Sheikh won't have any problem with helping you out. But he remembered this bay'at. I won't ask you for anything to the best of our ability. That's not to say that my wife who had a baby is in need of the help of the community. My wife is in need of your wife's assistance. So I can't do it. Ya akhi, Aba Asma, can your wife, your daughters, can they come and give the khidmah to my wife? It's not saying I can't say that, because I know full well that I can't take care of the situation. And that's my man, 50 grand. So if I ask him that, it's permissible. But if I didn't have to do it, it's better that I don't do it. It's better that you don't do it. Be independent. Stand on your own 2 feet. And to the best of your ability, don't ask people. Because when you ask them, they'll say, la, and you get upset. You get mad. Because you expected a different answer. Or he'll say, okay, and he'll do it. But then when his turn comes around and something happens to him, he calls you up and he says, can you give me a ride from here to Orlando? And it's after Salat al-Isha and you're tired and you want to go to bed. And then you say, nah, let's leave it for tomorrow. For an example, that person said, yeah, but what about when I asked you before? You won't have. The most important issue at the top of the list is what the Prophet said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, to his cousin Abdullah ibn Abbas. Ya ghulam, anybody, the Masjid, Sadaqah, Zakat, before you ask anybody, ask Allah. Now, if it's something that only Allah can give you, only Allah can give you. Oh Allah, I need good health. Don't ask the doctor for that. Don't ask the hospital for that. Don't ask us for that. If it's something that only Allah can give you, then ask Allah. And asking anybody, shirkun wa kufr. Shirkun and kufr. Hey doctor, give me good health. Doctor can't give you good health. Doctor, give me a good situation. He can't give you that. Only Allah can give you that. But if there are human beings from the creation and they have the ability to help, then there's no problem. But even then, let Allah be the primary one. I'm looking at a brother from my community, and where I live, the Muslim brother has a place that he's looked at place. He wants somebody to rent that place. Ask Allah first. We're living in a time right now, everybody needs a place to live. It's from the essentials of our lives. Somebody is going to come there eventually, unless Allah doesn't want it. So ask Allah. And that's the question. Abu Usama, did you ask Allah, bring your family here? Did you ask Allah? Did you ask Allah, protect my babies, protect my people? Did you ask Allah? You. I had these issues with my wife, with my issue. Allah, please rectify. So the question in Al-Islam, Ummah al-Islam, they are essential parts of our lives. And as a result of that, this khutbah is about reminding you, don't ask a lot of questions, and don't be a person who I know very well that this man right here, if I ask him a question, I know with yaqeen, hey, I need you to take me to Tampa Bay after this Jumu'ah. He didn't expect that. Allah, I'm asking by Allah, asking. Rasulullah said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, if anyone asks you by Allah, then do it. I want to repeat that again, Ummah al-Islam. Shuay, if anybody asks you for something and he says, I ask you by Allah, then do it. Don't ask questions if you have the ability to do it. He's asking me by Allah to give him 10 grand. I can't do that, brother. I ain't got 10 grand. But if you have the ability to take him from here to Tampa, I have that ability. I should do it. What makes me want to do it? Because of my iman billah. This man will not be asking me by Allah, except that he saw that Allah is big and he knows that Allah is azim in my eyes. Back to the point. I know if I ask this man, take me to Tampa, I don't have to ask him by Allah. But if I say by Allah, he's going to do it. Should I ask him by Allah, knowing full well his good heart? And I'm making istiqlal and I'm taking advantage of him? We don't need people like that in our community. We don't need people like that around us. Ask when you have to ask. It's okay. And this is the importance of building our brotherhood and our community on strong foundations. That if someone needs something and he asks you, you're going to do it. And if someone asks me, I want to know this is not a person who's a mustaghil. He's a person just taking advantage of me. لا تمنعوا أماء الله من مساجد الله من مساجد الله. Don't stop the women. Got a lot of kalam. She's an alligator. I want this. I want that. I want that. They have this. I want this. I want that. I want this. I want that. They asked Rasulullah, Ya Rasulullah, who's the best woman? He said the best woman in Masjid As-Sunnah in Cassini. He said the best, the women of Quraysh, they have the most mercy. They're gentle and easy with their babies. And the women of Quraysh, they are gentle with what's in the pockets of their husbands. The ability of the husband. He takes it into consideration. That is a positive quality of a woman in Islam. Not the one who's always saying, give me this, give me that, give me that, give me this. Now it's your job and it's my job to make sure we take care of our women, our queens. We got to take care of our queens. I have to be mastur al-hal, cover up to say to the women here, don't be one of those people always asking, and you know it's hard for your husband. You better. He has to give that money right now for his mother right now, man. His mother is the one who gave birth to him. If it wasn't for Allah, then his father and his mother, you wouldn't be a part of his life. So stop asking him what is choking the man. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم ونسأل الله تعالى التوفيق والسداد. الحمد لله حمدا كثيرا وطيبا مباركا في أمة الإسلام. This is important. Abu Bakr, Rayyan, this is important. Asking, little man. There were some companions, they were traveling. Who was traveling with, I had a wet dream. Should I make a ghusl or should I make tayammum? Because of the situation. What do you say? Some of the people with him said, as long as we have water, you have to take water. They didn't have knowledge, and they advised him. The man took shower, ghusl in the water. He took the ghusl, he came out to pray. They traveled a little bit. The sand started hitting his abscesses and his sores. They festered, the pus, everything. And the man died. When they got to the Medina, after burying a man, they